Hey guys, my name is Joanna and today I'm going to share with you our Christmas budget. Okay, so yes, I know it's July and it's nowhere near Christmas, but I want to show you guys how we are saving up for Christmas so that we can avoid the stress of December and the stress of finances that comes along with it. I made a video in January on how to create your own Christmas budget and then how to start saving in advance so that by the time the end of November rolls around, you've got your bank account ready, you're not scrambling to figure out how you're going to pay for everything, and then there's no scary January bills that you have to wait to come in. So we've been working on kind of how to budget for Christmas for a little while, but last year I feel like we really found a system that worked, and that's what I share in the video I made a few months ago. So please check that out if you're kind of new to this whole idea of budgeting for Christmas. Today what I want to do is show you guys our actual Christmas budget. Not because these are the exact numbers that you should be using, but because I want to give you an example of how what I was explaining in the first video, how that actually plays out in real life. So I'm going to break down our Christmas budget into the different categories that I talked about in the first video and come up with a grand total of what we are going to be spending on Christmas this year. And as I explained in the first video, then we work backwards and see how can I save up, now that I have this total, how can I work backwards and save up a little bit each month. It is July now, so this is when we start saving for Christmas, and you can kind of save up at different points throughout the year, whatever works for you, but we start saving in July. So from July to November, we are actively saving for Christmas, and then we don't have to worry about it when December hits, and it's been amazing. Okay, so sit down with your spouse or your partner, your family, and figure out a Christmas budget that's gonna work for everyone. So my husband and I recently did this, and we largely base it off of last year's budget. It really gets easier each year that you do it because you're just making little tweaks as you go. But all I'm gonna do is I am writing this on a blank sheet of paper and using a regular old pen. If you are fancy and you can do an Excel spreadsheet, or if you've got a really cute template or notepad you want to use, do it. I want to get to that point, but for now we're going to keep it simple. Okay, so the first category that I like to do first, does that make sense? Is presents. Not because presents are most important, but often they take up most of our budget and they can often be the most stressful area of the budget. So we're gonna write out every person in our family that we buy presents for and friends, and I will show you what we allot for each person. Okay, so I am going to start at the beginning with my husband and I. So we have decided over the past few years, this has pretty much stayed the same, but we have decided that we each get $200 to spend on each other. Okay, so after we do Liam and I, we think of both of our extended families. So we have my side of the family. On my side of the family, we have my mom, my brother, and my sister. And for most years, we just each buy each other a present. So we don't do Secret Santa or anything like that because we're a smaller family. So Liam and I will buy a present for my mom, for my brother, and for my sister. We spend about $50 per person. So I'm gonna write down my mom, my brother, and my sister, and they each get $50. Okay, next we look at Liam's side of the family. There are the originals, 4 kids, and then there's 3 in-laws, go-in-laws. I'm one of them. And so there's 7 of us in total. And what we do is we draw names. So we each draw a name and then we buy a present for that person. I believe they'd been doing this long before the in-laws came around, but we've just kept this up because we're a bit of a bigger family and it works really well for everybody. So Liam is responsible for buying for one sibling, and then I'm responsible for buying for one sibling. So again, we don't know the names of the people we're drawing yet, so I'm just gonna say Tate number 1 and Tate number 2, and we spend $50 again on each person. On each person, yeah. So Liam spends 50 and I spend 50. So then we have Liam's parents. They don't typically participate in the present exchange game, so we just buy them each a present. So we have Liam's mom and Liam's dad, and we also spend $50 on each one of them. Okay, so for us, that really takes care of the family presents. We do have a little baby on the way, and he or she is due to arrive December 7th, so we will have a new baby for Christmas. We're very excited about that. We're not going to put them on this list because we do have a separate category for baby, and we might change it as the years go on. Okay, so that's that is our family pretty much, yeah, covered. We don't have any nieces or nephews. We don't have grandkids yet, so of course your budget's going to look different than ours, but we start with our family just because it's the bigger group of people and we don't want to forget anybody. Okay, next I'm going to fly through these last couple categories quickly because I think you guys kind of get the idea of what I'm doing. With our friends, we do an eggnog party, and that comes with a Secret Santa game. So we add, we put eggnog, and we each are responsible for bringing a $20 present. So for Liam and I, that is $40. Then with our youth group, we always do a Secret Santa, or the gift game, I should say. And the presents for the youth group, we say anything up to $10. So youth group. We also do the gift exchange game with my side of the family, and we each bring a $10 present for that. So then we have $20 for that game. We have some friends who have some cute little kids, and last year we were able to buy them just a book for each family, and we want to do that again this year. So we added a category called kids, and we're putting $30 on there, and we'll look for something to do for each of the families. The last thing that we're going to do is for our grandparents, and because we are having a baby right before Christmas, our presents are likely going to be something around a photo of the baby, something like that. We usually keep it really simple. So I'm going to say G parents, and I am just going to do $20 because by the time we print pictures and buy frames, it can be a really affordable gift to do for our grandparents. Okay, so I'm going to total that up over here, and it should be $880 if I did my math correct. That is our total for presents. Okay, the next category that we're going to look at is travel, and this is again going to vary depending on where you're traveling. If you are looking at plane tickets, if it's more of a road trip, if you're going down the street, it's just going to depend on where you need to travel for Christmas. So for us, we at least do one trip to my family, which is about an hour and a half away, and then one trip to Liam's family, which is about an hour away. We're not quite sure how this year is going to work with our new baby, but we're definitely going to budget for a trip to either family. So this category is really simple for us. We put $50, and that's going to cover the cost of gas to go see my side of the family. I call them R, and then Liam's side of the family, which is T. Okay, stay with me. We've got 3 more categories left, and if you need to adjust depending on your family, please do. So we've got food. If you are hosting dinner, this is going to look different than if you are simply bringing an appetizer or a side to a family, but you got to factor in this cost. It's usually not going to be part of your regular grocery budget, and we like to kind of plan ahead with our food as well. When we did this last year, we had a budget for just having friends over for like fun Christmassy evenings, and it was so much fun. You know, we could do snacks and like a Christmas movie and not feel worried about where we were going to get that money from. Okay, so we have a category for hosting friends. We're keeping it pretty simple. We're doing $50 just for snacks that we might want to have if friends come over. We also do $50 for hosting our family. We may have some family coming over this year to visit our new little baby. And again, we probably wouldn't be hosting a full dinner. We'll probably all be contributing to things, but we want to have $50 set aside specifically for extra food we might want to have for our family visiting. Of course, totally use the stuff you already have in your grocery budget for that month, but I think it's important to recognize you are going to need a little bit of extra money for food at Christmas. Okay, then I mentioned we go to an eggnog party and everybody brings a dessert or appetizer type of food. So we put $20 down for whatever food we're gonna bring to the eggnog party. Okay, so our total for food is $120. And again, this might seem very small for those of you who host Christmas, because that can be a completely different number depending on what your situation is. But for us, this works, and we're not at the point where we're hosting big Christmas meals. We're just kind of contributing to different dinners, and this works for us. Okay, next category, second to last, the decor category. I really love this category and it's something that I wish we could spend more money on, but for now we're going to enjoy what we can spend on, and maybe over the years it can be increased. So decor, this is where I include things like wrapping paper. We've kind of gotten into this trend with just buying, it's like the brown wrapping paper. What's it called? Card. I'll put a picture of it so you guys know what I mean, but we tend to just wrap with this brown paper. You can get it at the dollar store or in bulk at craft paper. There we go, craft paper. And sometimes I'll stamp it or I'll just add a cool bow, but it's very affordable and I just like the look. So we can do our wrapping paper for about $20. So that's what I will put down for wrapping paper. And then I would like to make some decorations this year. And we agreed that I can have about a $50 budget to buy some new things for decorations. Okay, our last category is giving, and this is another category that I would love to increase over the years, and hopefully as we are able to, that we do increase this budget. So this year we have decided we are going to be giving $80 to some kind of charity or some kind of Christmas type organization. We have a couple of ideas of people or charities that we might want to donate to, but I think it's really important for us to set this as an early standard in our budget and in our family, that even if it's a small amount, we still want to be thinking about giving. And like I said, if you're able to give more, this number might look completely different than ours, but it's important to us that we at least start and then again, hopefully increase as we go. Okay, so here is my very fancy Christmas budget. I just did a box for each total, and we've got our grand total. Again, yours may look way better, but I'm gonna keep it simple this year. Now that I have my total, I know that, okay, I need $1,200 to cover all of my Christmas expenses. So the way that we've saved for Christmas is that starting in July, we put money aside into an account that's actually called Christmas. So we know exactly what we're saving for and it doesn't get used up by something else, because it would. So July, we are saving $200. August is our big month. We put $400 aside, and then what's left? August, September, October, and November, we each put $200 away each month, so that by the end of November, we've got our $1,200. We're ready for the Black Friday sales, and we are not stressing over how we're gonna pay for things in December. And I want to be very clear that this budget is what works for us at this stage of our life. I am very much anticipating that it's going to change as kids come down the road, nieces and nephews, grandkids maybe one day, our living situation changes, all of those things. So your budget number is likely not going to be the exact same as ours, and that's okay. I just want to encourage you to actually sit down, break it down, give yourself a realistic number, and then stick to that and start saving for that. So yeah, please give this a try. I hope it works for you guys. I know it will. If you do some sort of planning ahead of time, it's going to help reduce the stress. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you got something out of it, and I will see you in my next one.